Okay, I think we're live. All right. So, in the story now, as you've read it, as we've seen the video, Christian now leaves, as we said, House Beautiful, and he is taken in Bunyan's story immediately into this valley of humiliation. And there he meets this character, Apollyon. So again, let's just briefly remember, who is Apollyon? Satan, the devil, right? What does Apollyon mean? Destroyer. The destroyer, because is that not Satan's desire to destroy? Well, in this story, it's Apollyon's desire to destroy Christian, but it's Satan's desire to destroy all Christians. Why do you think, though, that Bunyan brings, or maybe we're not as observant, I'm not sure.
More prepared to fight it.
But we're more prepared, correct. That's probably the better idea than for a new Christian, just as Christian in this story, to suddenly be confronted with that. That's what Bunyan is trying to remind us. And as Derek Thomas was talking about, he said we have to recognize that once we are united with Christ, that Apollyon's battle was not just simply Apollyon against Christian. Satan's battle is not just against you individually. His battle is with Christ. And if we are, well, guess what? We're part of that, and we can't avoid it. We can't avoid it, and neither should we try. And he talked about these evil days, and that's an allusion to what we read in Ephesians chapter 6. And how did Derek Thomas describe evil days? What are these evil days?
Daily life.
Daily life, but there are some days in our daily life that are good. Because in that, it's the most obvious, because we hear of the behind-the-scenes conversation between Satan and God actually permitting Satan to do this to Job, while God yet restrains Satan. But here, we see behind the curtain that Satan is directing his attack on Job and all these things. But I think if we look at all of Scripture, there are other times we know and we can see evil days coming to bear on particular characters, right? For example, yeah?
And Elijah, he came off the mountain with a big battle. And he went to the valley to spawn right after.
Correct. Elijah coming off of Mount Carmel. And what a testament to God's power and just God's triumph over the forces of evil. And yet immediately from that, Jezebel, Satan working through Jezebel, is hot on Elijah's trail. The sun's not going to go down and I'm going to kill you. And immediately Elijah flees and goes into his own little valley of humiliation. We can think of Peter. Peter had his valleys of humiliation where Satan bore down on him, and the Apostle Paul as well. So we recognize these days happen not only in Scripture, but these days happen to us as well. And that's the point that Bunyan is trying to bring out. And I'm sure if we each had a moment, this is a rhetorical question, you can think of evil days within your own life, I'm sure. Days when you did feel. And so, again, these are things we need to keep in mind in our life. What was the... Now, actually, it's my second